The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
It was the season opener Saturday night down in Arlington, Texas, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, as the Wisconsin Badgers began their year with a matchup against SEC opponent Alabama. We'll take a look back at some of Saturday's highlights. We'll get some player reaction as well. We'll also hear from head coach Paul Chryst, and today's senior salute will be on wide receiver Jordan Frederick. All that and more coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Snap to Coulter, back to throw, pockets tight, and he is sacked inside the 25-yard line. And that was Joe Schobert getting to the Alabama quarterback. A win for the Wisconsin defense. Tide forced the punt. And bolts the center. The snap back to Stabby against the four-man rush. Left side pass. That's caught by Clement across midfield into Alabama territory near the 45-yard line of the Tide. Straight eye formation. Stabby a play fake. Back to throw. Looking, sets. Throws over the middle, and it is caught inside the 10 by Traylor down to the 8-yard line. Oh, Joel threaded that one through a little Alabama traffic. First down, goal to go. Wisconsin. Snap to Stabby, looking, sets, throws over the middle, and it is caught! Touchdown, Wisconsin! Alex Erickson on the receiving end of a strike from Joel Stabby, and the Badgers are on the board.
We got ourselves in some tougher situations in the second half. We were able to kind of, stay ahead of the chains a little bit better, I thought, in the first half. And then the second half, when you get into those third and long kind of situations, sometimes, the defense can open up their playbook a little more, bring different pressures, show different coverages so they can get tougher.
On first down, and a little fly sweep, running left, Alex Erickson, 25 to the 30, left side 35-40, 45-yard line, and out of bounds near midfield. Alex Erickson, three receivers right, one on the left. Stabby takes a snap, throws over the middle, and that is caught. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Stabby hooks up with Rob Wheelwright.
And absolutely we would have liked to have played better and won the game. But what a great experience for a lot of our guys. And that you're appreciative to be able to play in games like this. And like I said, we wanted to play better. We didn't. I think there's some areas we can build on. We need to, and look forward to getting back with this group.
Looking under pressure, and down he goes. Back to throw, four-man rush, left side pass. Erickson wide open at the 50, left side 40, and it's intercepted. Michael Caputo across the 30. Goodbye, touchdown, Corey Clement.
Paul Chryst is our new head football coach at the University of Wisconsin.
Brought down by Vince Beagle. That's a sack.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Hyundai, by Hy-Vee, Blaine's Farm and Fleet, Quick Trip, Toyota, by Adidas, Pick and Save, by Zimbrick European, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
We think small, as in really small, which is precisely why patients like Margie turn to us for their complex surgeries. You see, at UW Health, we're performing the biggest of procedures through the tiniest of incisions. It's called minimally invasive surgery. It means faster healing, less scarring, and getting back to your life that much sooner, which is why small never seemed so big. UW Health, remarkable.
Throw in Bucky and you got yourself a deal.
Okay. Go check out your new Hyundai. I'll be with you in just a minute. On Wisconsin.
At Pick and Save, you'll find a little bit of Wisconsin in every aisle. we're proud to provide hundreds of local products from all across the state, all at everyday low prices. Because as lifelong Wisconsinites, we love this great state just as much as you do. Believe you me. Pick and Save, where Wisconsin saves on groceries.
Game night. That magical weekly gathering where lands are conquered. And you get trapped in the dungeon that is your bedroom. But you've got blazing fast Spectrum internet. So Kevin and his friends have enough bandwidth to play together. And you have enough left over to find a new apartment. Get 60 megabits of dragon-slaying speed with Spectrum Internet. Where will it take you?
Kenyon Drake in the backfield. He gets a handoff running left. Tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Penalty marker on the opposite side of the field. Drake trying to run left and Schobert on the stop. Joel takes the snap. Looking, throws over the middle. Caught by Austin Traylor, and he is chopped down inside the 25 to the 24 of Alabama. Lines are set. Here's the snap. Spot. Kick is away, and it is good. Nicely done. Good bounce back for Rafael Gaglianone, a 43-yard field goal.
Like I told the players after the game, I thought there were some things that that we can build on, and I'm proud of a lot of the guys. I thought put themselves out there the whole game, and you know, that's what you want, and I think those guys expect that of themselves and of their teammates, but you still appreciate that. And you know, there's some areas that clearly we got to improve upon, and for us to be the team that we want to be, and I think we're going to look at the film and see some areas where I think we can build on and build off of.
It's not the outcome that we had hoped for. It's not the outcome that we had prepared for, but you know, that's a good team. I thought we were able to do some good things offensively, but at the end of the day, they made more plays than we did.
This was a great challenge, and no, I wouldn't say it's wrong to be satisfied, and in my eyes, I'm never satisfied. So yeah, the total was 35-17. I think we could have did a lot better, you know. But you never want to throw anybody under the bus. I just think we need to be more sound on our assignments, and we need to do proper things.
They didn't really surprise us. You know, we watched a lot of tape on them. Really good front seven. I think, you know, hard to find a better front seven across the country. Really good players, and that's exactly what we prepared for. And you know, they played better than us, flat out. They made more plays and scored more points than us.
They're a great defense. They're a great front seven, and you know, we just had to. We got a lot of young guys. We got a lot of young guys who played, you know, some ball for the first time. You know, in a big game like this, and including myself. You know, we got to go back and look at the film, and we can all get better from it. You know, anytime we struggle like that, you know, there's room for improvement.
It's all about balance. You want to be able to run the ball. You want to be able to throw the ball. Obviously, we didn't get the running game going the way we wanted to tonight. You know, we got to give Alabama credit. They got some really good players up front. They got a very good front seven, and you know, that can make it tough on us. But you know, I thought we did a good job just continuing to fight, continuing to compete.
When they get in them long runs like that, it's just real frustrating to see, especially when you're not nowhere near, and it's like you know, you wish you could just like at least slow them down, you know, something. It was very frustrating though. That was our biggest thing. But like I said, we're going to get better from film. We're going to bounce back on this.
Obviously, it's discouraging to give up big plays and just a couple of missed assignments here and there. I wouldn't say as anybody in particular. As a whole defense kind of had a couple too many lapses today, and something obviously we need to correct and build on. But when we were able to play our assignments, do all that kind of stuff, we were stopping them. We were getting 3-and-outs or getting off the field. So I think it just comes down to focusing in on our assignments and not allowing those big plays.
I'm Carl Rick with Quick Trip, and my family, along with our nearly 15,000 coworkers, would like to salute the brave men and women who defend our country every day. This season, Quick Trip will match your contributions up to $50,000 to Camp Hometown Heroes, which benefits the children of our fallen military members.
That's a potential of $100,000 to support the children of those that paid the ultimate price for our freedom.
This camp provides me with an opportunity to understand that it's okay to grieve.
Visit hometownheroes.org to donate today.
On Wisconsin.
With game one in the books, the Badgers now get ready for their home opener coming up on Saturday against the Miami Redhawks of the Mid-American Conference. Always a big weekend. Any home game is, but the first one in particular because it's Hall of Fame weekend. The University of Wisconsin will welcome 7 new members to the Hall of Fame, including Jim Leonhard. This being a football-based show, we'll talk obviously about the former Badger safety, the All-American, Jim Leonhard. I mean, you had a chance, I guess, what, 1 year when you were here in '02, so you would have, I mean, you've obviously known Jim, but you know, he's another one of those walk-ons who come in and become stars. There was just something about him, though, wasn't it? As a safety, as a special teams guy, he could do a little bit of everything.
He really did. The first game that, you know, I was back here, and I was excited to come back, and we were playing Fresno State, and knew about Jimmy certainly through preseason camp and all that, and had been with him in spring ball. But I think he had 2, if not 3 picks. He had a punt return, and this guy is special. And then when I got to know him more, and I think a lot of the guys that I was coaching at the time were good friends with him, and so I felt like I got to know him a little bit more. And then you follow his career and the circle of friends that I have that were in the NFL that were around Jimmy, you just couldn't help but be proud in the respect that he has. And so that's pretty special. Anyone to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, but now for me personally, you know, to see a guy that's you've been around, and I think that's one of the things I've enjoyed the most about being back here is that it's not just a name, a picture on the wall. You know these people, and having players come back. And he was back at our, you know, end of fall camp. He was back for a couple days, and he's around. Our players know who he is, and I just think that's great for the program, great for our players.
Yeah, absolutely. It says a lot. When he was with the Jets, he was introduced as the quarterback of the defense. They introduced starting lineups. Really smart guy, but I think a lot better athletically than maybe some give him credit for. You guys all knew it, and I think the rest of the world found out, but they didn't think about that.
You're right about that. And in fact, when I was after my first year at Pittsburgh, I met Darrelle Revis, and one of the first things that Darrelle talked about was Jimmy Leonhard, and he said the exact same thing. He says, you know, he is smart, and he picked it up, but people don't get. He said he is an unbelievable football player, and that's coming from arguably the best corner in the league at that time. He certainly was, and the respect that he had not just for the intelligence, but for who he was as a player. It was neat to hear.
On our first show last week, we talked about some of the former Badger players who are on the coaching staff now, and even a former assistant, or the first time around, John Settle back. But back to the players part, that's something that you really embrace, and it goes beyond the coaching staff, right? You like it when guys come back, either your teammates back in the 80s or whenever. That's important to you to stay connected and make sure those guys feel connected who've played here.
That's it as much as anything. And to go through this, and you know, I was fortunate to be able to be a player here, and you do feel gratitude for that. But you've kind of earned the right. You're part of something, you know, the Badger football family, and you know, some guys leave and whatever it is to come back, and maybe it's a friend pulling them back, but they've invested a lot of themselves into this program, and I want them back. And I think it's great for our current players to see and to be able to meet. This is who, you know, they could become. You know, if it's a guy that's successful in business, or if he's been successful in athletics, or whatever it may be, I think it's great for our players to see kind of the paths that players have taken, and also for the ex-players to come back and see who the group is now, who's kind of the face of the program, but yet we're all part of one family. I think it's been great, and it was one of the funnest days I had. Most enjoyable days was during the spring. I think we had 250, 300 ex-players come back from all different eras, and we had someone from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, 70s. That's pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we'll do throughout the course of this season, too. A lot of very good players have come through here, and we'll feature them not just as athletes, and maybe some went on to the NFL. Many of them have gone on to be very successful in the business world, and we'll introduce you to some of those guys as we move forward. Moving forward for your team, the Miami Redhawks coming in. Mid-American Conference, you know, fans every now and then see a Mid-American Conference team come through here. You know, your brother was a commissioner, Rick, for a number of years in that league. Really good football through the years, and Miami's a pretty tradition-rich program. They call it the cradle of coaches. They do have a rich history, don't they?
They absolutely do, and you look back, and even in the NFL, it's interesting for this game. You know, some of the best players our Wisconsin, and then you could also say Mid-American players. You know, best receiver in the league from the Mid-American. You know, you've got arguably, you know, one of the top quarterbacks in Roethlisberger from the Mid-American, and then we're going to claim Russell and we're going to claim J.J. Watt, but there is a long-standing tradition of good football players, and it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us. But I'm excited for it, and you know, we've got a chance to improve on some things, certainly from the game against Alabama, and guys have seen that, and they're looking forward to getting back on. And it's special always when you can play at Camp Randall. So we're looking forward to being back home.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the players are eager to run through that tunnel for the first time this season at Camp Randall Stadium. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff. It is Hall of Fame Day. Jim Leonard and the 6 other UW Athletic Hall of Famers will be introduced as well. So if you're going to be at the game, make sure you're there to catch that introduction. You'll find that to be a fun memory lane for you, and you get to watch the Badgers take on Miami. Coach will return in a few minutes with this week's Great Dane Great Question of the Week as the Badger Sports Report continues.
Throw in Bucky and you got yourself a deal.
Okay. Go check out your new Hyundai. I'll be with you in just a minute. Oh, Wisconsin.
To some of us, home improvement isn't a chore. It's a privilege and a satisfying part of owning your own home. The tools and supplies you choose need to be able to deliver the same quality that you demand of the work you do. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand, and we want to help you achieve the best job possible. For your next home repair or home improvement project, we'd like to help you make your life better with genuine value. From Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
There's really only one steak place that has the best steak. The most tender, most flavorful, mouth-watering steak. A place that makes the choice to serve you the best choice. Because we believe there really is no other choice. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve. Premium, hand-selected, 100% natural beef. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve. Because our choice is your best choice.
This is Andrew Zielsdorf. He plays hockey. This is leukemia. It's bad business. This is Andrew's oncology team. They love Andrew. They don't like leukemia. And thanks to them, Andrew is now cancer-free. Booyah. They are the world-renowned physicians, scientists, and nurses at the American Family Children's Hospital, pioneers in pediatric cancer care. UW Health. Remarkable.
This Senior Salute is brought to you by Hyundai.
Probably after the spring, you know, you realize you got one last chance. You know, it's sometimes you play and you're worried about, oh, I don't want to get hurt for the next week or the next day or the next month or the next season. You're so worried about that, but really you can't worry about that. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's really about going out and just giving it your best, and hopefully it works out for the best.
What do you see your role on this team as?
I'm still trying to find it, really. You know, in the past, it's been being that blocker and then kind of that possession receiver where third downs, get in there, get a chance, and make the play if it comes to you. This year, hopefully, it's more. I mean, that's my goal. Not going to really find out until the season gets rolling. Obviously, you got to push yourself each week. So this year, it's about finding out what it is, and hopefully, it's a lot more where it's going to be being one of the guys.
And being from Madison and getting to play for Wisconsin, has that made the experience different than anybody else here, first of all, because your family lives right down the street, but also special in a way?
Yeah, I mean, that's always going to be special. That's something, no offense to any other teammates, but no one else really can say, really can experience, really can understand. When you're down the street and you're coming to games, season tickets, I was in the stands every week, you know, watching. Never thought I'd be out there, you know, it was just more of a little kid having fun, and then and then all of a sudden I'm here, I'm on the field. It's a shock. So it's really a dream that may click in 20 years, or it's clicking now, I'm not really sure. It's something special that can't be explained. Go out there with a smile, I'm never upset about being out there, so it's good, it's fun.
Doe motions right, comes back to the left. Phillips takes the snap, rolling left, looking, sets, throws. It is caught by Jordan Frederick. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Phillips to Frederick, and the Badgers are back in it. Shotgun takes the snap. Bulls bring in 4. McAvoy steps up into the pocket. Rolls, throws over the middle. It's caught by Jordan Frederick, who got tagged by Jamie Bird.
I think it's what a lot of the older guys that used to play here say. You know, it's not so much as always about what happened on the field, but really off the field with the guy. It's as cliche as it sounds. It's about that locker room. It's so fun. You know, you just joke when you're hurting, when you're not hurting, when you're having fun or whatnot. It's just that locker room's it's a family. As cliche as it does sound, it really is. It's fun. And you don't realize until you go on your 3-week vacation where you miss all the guys. You miss getting annoyed and having fun. So I mean, that's really the most special thing is really the program itself as a whole, whether it's, you know, the administration, the coaches, the players. I mean, everyone knows each other, and it's really a family here. Antonio Finellis gave a speech the other night kind of about representing the W and whatnot, and he kind of hit it. He was from Florida, where there's so many teams, you know, UCF, USF, Florida State, Florida, all these, Miami, all these teams. Well, in Wisconsin, there's one D1 team, you know. There's great schools around, but there's just one team. And so the whole state and the whole kind of area, even outside the state, revolves around this school, and we have a big fan base. And that's special that you don't see until you get here. And people are very dedicated to that, and I think that's what's so special about the area. People are so committed, and they know how much fun the season brings, whether it's basketball or whether it's football. So everyone, not just the players, have a great time.
I came in not even planning to get a Mercedes, just hoping to get some information on some other vehicles. It ended up being the best financial decision to go with a Mercedes and go with the lease program that they offered at the time. It was a very safe car, a beautiful car. I could afford it comfortably, and I was pretty excited to get behind the wheel of a Mercedes. I had no idea how nice driving a car could be.
Find out just how affordable driving a Mercedes-Benz can be at Zimbrick European. Test drive at Rimrock Road, Madison.
At Quick Trip, we get to know our neighbors. It's nice, making sure you always have fresh buns from our bakery, a gallon of milk from our dairy, maybe even a pizza from our kitchen. We all deserve a treat now and then, and goodness knows you deserve to be treated well. It's what we Midwesterners do.
Right now, pick up a gallon jug of Nature's Touch 1%, 2% or skim milk for just $2.19, or 2 half-gallon bags for $1.98, right here at Quick Trip.
See you next time.
I grew up on a family dairy farm.
I as well grew up on a dairy farm.
At the time, we didn't appreciate growing up on the farm.
The baby calves, that was where my passion was. I found it, and I knew that I wanted to keep pursuing a lifestyle or a career in taking care of the young ones.
There's been a Norman Rockwell image of dairy farming that's been painted for a lot of people. And if they see past that and they see all the different aspects of what the farm really provides, I think they'll be hooked.
You can get 0% APR financing during our annual clearance event.
Seriously?
Seriously. 0% APR through September 8th.
Seriously?
Seriously. Only happens once a year.
Seriously?
Seriously? Seriously? Seriously.
During the final days of our annual clearance event, get $500 Labor Day bonus cash on top of current offers on a 2015 Toyota Camry, Camry Hybrid, or RAV4.
She's all yours.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Hyundai, by Hy-Vee, Blaine's Farm and Fleet, Quick Trip, Toyota, by Adidas, Pick and Save, by Zimbrick European, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin athletics.
Time now for this week's Great Day and Great Question of the Week, and I've got to be honest, it is one that is asked all the time because a lot of coaches bring it up for 100 and some odd years that college football has been around, but it's worth bringing up again. Jill in Sheboygan wants to know, Coach, she has heard year after year about how college coaches talk about how teams can make the big jump, maybe the biggest of the year between game 1 and game 2. Do you buy that?
I think Jill's got a good question because I hope our guys buy that. I hope we prove that. I think that we don't like to not limit it just to game 1 to game 2, but there's, we had this last week, some guys play their first snaps ever. We've had some guys play a different role significantly, so they're more prepared. So I think that, along with just getting the first game, that's a different speed. I think there is a lot of improvement that can be made from game 1 to game 2, but we try to keep pushing it and make sure that we're always improving.
All right, Jill, thank you for your question. It is brought up a lot, but there must be something to it if coaches talk about it. Jill, thanks for your question. The Great Dane has 4 locations in Madison, east side of town, downtown, as well as Fitchburg and Hilldale. Coach Chryst radio show Thursday nights during the Badger football season at 6 o'clock, starting an hour earlier this year, 6 o'clock for Coach Chryst radio show. So join us at the Great Dane Hilldale, and remember, there is a Great Dane up in Wausau as well. Home game number 1, game number 2 for the Badgers coming up on Saturday, 11 o'clock kick at Camp Randall Stadium against Miami University. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
Game night. That magical weekly gathering where lands are conquered. And you get trapped in the dungeon that is your bedroom. But you've got blazing fast Spectrum internet. So Kevin and his friends have enough bandwidth to play together. And you have enough left over to find a new apartment. Get 60 megabits of dragon-slaying speed with Spectrum internet. Where will it take you?
I came in not even planning to get a Mercedes, just hoping to get some information on some other vehicles. It ended up being the best financial decision to go with a Mercedes and go with the lease program that they offered at the time. It was a very safe car, a beautiful car. I could afford it comfortably, and I was pretty excited to get behind the wheel of a Mercedes. I had no idea how nice driving a car could be.
Find out just how affordable driving a Mercedes-Benz can be at Zimbrick European. Test drive at Rimrock Road, Madison.
Here's to the tailgateaholics, the connoisseurs of cheese, the block party planners, and the unsuccessful ice fishermen. We tip our cheese-shaped hats made of foam to you, because you are true Wisconsinites. And Pick 'n Save is proud to be the place you go to save on thousands of grocery items every day. After all, we're from Wisconsin too, don't you know? Pick 'n Save, where Wisconsin saves on groceries.